Today, the moon continues in practical Virgo, earthy, practical Virgo energy, joining up with some of the extra Capricorn energy we have going on right now with today's conjunction of the sun to Mars in Capricorn. And yesterday we had a conjunction of Venus to Mars in Capricorn. So basically, the sun, Venus, and Mars are all they're together in Capricorn, moving through Capricorn more or less together. And I shared about that yesterday in my video. Then later in the day today, the moon goes into Libra and, well, it opposes Saturn and Neptune and then goes into Libra because remember, Saturn and Neptune are right there at the end of Pisces, late Pisces. So as the moon moves through late Virgo, it opposes Saturn and Neptune in Pisces. I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro vibe for Thursday, January 8th. And I have something special I want to share. Also, I have recently done an interview with Louise Eddington, who I just love. We met at the OPA retreat last October, and we did a little chat online. So that is available, and you will see that in the collaborations section of my YouTube channel, Astrology Heals. And of course, go visit Louise's YouTube channel. She's got really some great stuff going on there as well. And we talked about my book, Cycles of Healing, and why I wrote it, sort of what it's about. And so really, really great discussion. And Louise is just has a brilliant mind. And we had a really fun time chatting together. So check that out. It's Tea with Louise or with me as the guest speaker. So that was fun. And then now we're talking about Thursday, January 8th. So we have this energy of third day, essentially, of at least in my bias time zone for Pacific time. It happens to fall during the daytime hours. Third day in a row of having that Virgo energy really filling up most of our day. So Virgo, right, brings the energy of getting things done, rolling up our sleeves, getting hands on, really attending to the details and how we can improve or work on things to make them better. So really fussing over the details of things and getting them right. And we've had a lot of Capricorn energy with the inner planets as well. So that earthy energy really is supporting us to get things together, to get organized, to create systems, to plan, to strategize. And so it's a great time. And maybe you've been doing a little bit of that yourself. Great time to really just roll up your sleeves and put things in place that will create systems that you can lean on later on as we head into the coming days and weeks when things will begin to accelerate. And so we'll be really glad that we put these foundations in place so that we have things easy to manage in the background, right? So if that's like for me, I spent a couple of days over the last weekend filing and really creating some new filing systems that worked better for me. Not the most exciting, thrilling way to spend your weekend, but it felt great, right? It really felt meaningful and supportive and deeply nourishing to me to have that in place because it really feels like it creates space in my daily life. So that's what that's all about, right? Getting organized so that we feel more spacious and we can do the things we want to do more easily because we have things better organized. So we can continue those efforts with the moon continuing in Virgo today. And then later in the day, well, the moon goes from Virgo to Libra at about 4:05 p.m. Pacific time. So just before that, in the hours before that, the moon will oppose first Saturn and then Neptune just before it goes into Libra. So those oppositions will activate the energy of the bigger spiritual picture, dreams, imagination, and also what we are releasing. So, where we are needing to let go of old identities, old forms, old ways of doing things, old thoughts, old beliefs, right? Maybe you have some limiting beliefs that really aren't helping you to be the best you can be or to do the things you really want to do. So, before we head into what's coming this year with Neptune and Saturn entering Aries, before that, right, we have these last few weeks of Neptune and Neptune, especially because Neptune will go into Aries on January 26th, coming up really soon. So we have these less than 3 weeks now of an opportunity to release, to let go, to and really also to dream. So really connecting with your dream. And dreams are not limited by the confines of reality, right? So that's the cool thing about dreaming, right? You can dream big. You can dream what you really want. And so as we do that dream work, that work to really imagine what we want to create for the future, at this point, it doesn't have to be realistic, right? We don't, it's just a dream. It doesn't, we don't have to know how we're going to do it. We get to just dream. And when we do that, when we step into that support of ourselves to dream, to imagine what we want, it just naturally flows that we can then release what is not part of that dream. And the universe has a way of supporting us in, when we say, here's what I really want. And we allow ourselves to want and we allow ourselves to imagine, then we start noticing what is showing up that is like, I can't do this thing anymore. This thing doesn't fit for me anymore. I cannot stuff myself into this box anymore. And so those are the kinds of things that we are noticing and that may come to your awareness, especially as this Virgo moon and this opposition is activating these energies. So what that's doing when you feel that feeling of I can't do this anymore, whatever it is, right? If you're feeling that, it's bringing an invitation to let go, to release, to really let yourself change in the ways that you're already changing. And that means there might be some feelings, right? It could be some emotion coming up, or some grief, or some awareness that things aren't going to be the same. And that it's not all a bad thing, right? But if we feel it, we feel that sense of how things are changing and where we need to let go and what we can't count on or hold on to anymore. But where we are going in this flow is carrying us to something even better. But we have to let go, right? We have to surrender to where that flow is carrying us without being able to A, have control, or B, know exactly where we're going, right? So that's the hard part. And the Capricorn energy does not like that, right? Capricorn likes to be organized. It likes structure. It likes to know exactly where the boundaries are. So here we have Saturn in Pisces saying we have to be flexible in our boundaries. We have to see the structure as something that is in the process of changing. And if we can allow the rules and the definitions and the structures and systems, even the plan or the way of being organized, if we can allow that to adhere to what we are becoming, right? So what do I adhere just popped into my mind, but what does that mean? It means that the organizing principles begin to organize themselves around your dream. So you see how that works? So the things that orient you, the signposts, the guardrails, the guideposts, the rules, all of that is needing to be flexible because the system that it was created in doesn't exist anymore. So what's changing, we feel that sense of where we don't have control because the things we used to use to have control have changed and are in the process of changing and are either releasing or disappearing or changing or melding or merging or something, so that we can't count on them in the same ways. But that also allows our sense of being organized to begin to, what is the word, like orient around the dream, around where we're going, around the future, around something new. And so we're letting go of control, but we have to trust. So we're moving from control to trust, and that is the deeper lesson of Saturn, right? Saturn teaches us self-trust. It teaches us trust in the bigger picture, trust in the flow, especially in Pisces. So we have to trust that we will have ways of orienting, but they're going to look different. And we can have our input and our votes and our dreams and our hopes, and we can take all of that and we can put it into, staking a claim in what we want from the future. And it doesn't mean we have control, but it does mean we're in the process of creating. And by claiming the things we want, at least ideologically, we can orient ourselves around who we need to be to create those outcomes. So, really powerful stuff. And the moon in Virgo today, opposing Saturn and Neptune, is really, I think, bringing some of those energies and awareness of these changes to the surface. So think about that. And then the moon goes into Libra, where we shift into our relationship focus and where we need balance and where we need to do the work of getting along with others as part of this path of creating what we want our lives to look like and participating in that. And what does that look like? So, Libra, relationships and partnerships and collaborations of all sorts. So, stay tuned. Thanks so much for being here. I'm Marina Orms, and astrologyheals.com is my website. Transformationalastrology.com is my member site. And I am so grateful to those of you who recently have joined as paid members. I'm so happy to have you and your support for this work. My member site is on a alternate platform, so it's not on one of the big mega for-profit social media platforms, and that makes it a little bit harder to find. So I extra appreciate you for going and checking it out. Transformationalastrology.com. There will be more happening there as the year goes on, so stay tuned. And I also have an announcement coming up soon about some fun things I'm going to be doing for the upcoming Saturn Neptune conjunction. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for being here. Thanks for subscribing to this YouTube channel. I really appreciate your subscription, and I will see you next time with more astrology for unshakable self-care. Bye for now.